This is costing you insane amounts of money and you're probably not even aware of it. Now, look, if you've been a real estate agent for a while, you know that the real estate industry is filled with countless gimmicks, countless softwares, countless companies trying to sell you something. Whether that be CRM, lead providers, new secret softwares, all these things are telling you that they got the solution, they got the best leads, and they're going to solve all of your problems. Now, as somebody who has worked with over 600 realtors, one-on-one, personally in the trenches over the last 7 years, so almost a decade, I've seen all the companies, all the tools, everything you can think of when it comes down to real estate marketing. And for this video today, I want to make you a quick, short video because I wanted to highlight something that's extremely common because we work with real estate agents one-on-one and we see the back end of, okay, what are real estate agents doing? Where is the money going? And hundreds of thousands of agents are probably doing it right now and it's costing them a lot of money. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year in missed opportunities. And what I'm talking about today is pre-made social media content, done for you leads and everything in between. Now, let me tell you a quick story about this because I was just on a meeting with our sales rep the other day and he was asking me like, hey Posse, like, why don't you just create the content for realtors? Like, why don't you just sell posts where you already make the posts and just give them to realtors? I mean, this way they don't have to do any work and they just get the content, right? And ask him, well, what do you think we create the content in the first place, right? Like, why should you post on social media in the first place? He was like, well, I mean, to get leads, right? To get content, to get leads. And I told him, no, that's not the idea of content at all, meaning that we don't even want to have random people contacting you unless they know who you are. They have a trust built with you, right? And they have intent of going out there and selling a house with you. And really, the content's idea, I explained to him, was to build relationships. It was not to get people to click on something. The idea was that when you create content, people get to see you, they get to build a relationship with you, and as a side effect of that, you're going to get real estate listings. And then I told him the statistic is that 33% of listings actually go based on referrals, according to National Association of Realtors. So 1 in 3 listings go based on referrals. Like, what do you think that tells you? And that just tells you that people get listings based on relationships. People don't get listings just based off, Zillow leads or random things that somebody does for them. They get listings because there is a relationship built, there's a trust built, and the people know who the realtor is. They trust the realtor because, again, it's a $500,000, it's $1 million house, it's the biggest transaction of their lives. So obviously we can't expect that they'll just hop in when they see something pre-made or a house or an article about homes or something like that, right? There has to be a relationship built based on the content that you're creating. So really, when I explained that to him, just clicked to him because then he realized, oh, that's why when we work with real estate agents, right, we don't automate content, we don't put out random articles, or we don't do those types of things, even if we could sell it for a small price. We could sell it for $30 a month, $50 a month, right? And we just throw it out there. Nobody has to do anything, right? So you just put it out there and it's very easy money. But again, it does not produce the results because the whole point of social media content, right, is to build that personal brand. So what I want to first talk about is what it looks like. So a lot of the times, if you are currently creating pre-made, automated social media content, right, you may not be even aware of it because a lot of times realtors have purchased the tool or they got something from their company, right, and just kind of being there on the back end, they don't even know that it's posting it. So a lot of times, the way it looks like, if you go right now to your LinkedIn profile, if you go to your Facebook business page, and you have different links to different things. So you have different links to different articles, or you have different links to your website, or if the whole content is really just kind of like pre-made, sort of like Canva type content where you have a big kind of like banner and there's like a statistic that's being posted out there, that's essentially what it looks like. So if you go to an agent's profile and you see tons of links, you see tons of like big banners and big texts without the realtor itself there, that's how you know it's probably pre-made, some sort of tool that is posting it for them. And obviously the reason why realtors use this is a very simple. It's same as our sales rep was thinking that, hey, I just buy this tool, it's posting this content for me, right? And I don't have to do anything. No work, no problem, right? And if it doesn't get me anything, it's fine. It's just $50 a month, right? Now, let's talk about why this doesn't work is that, again, it does not build that relationship. It does not build your personal brand, right? So when you don't build your personal brand, of course, you're not can expect to get listings. And this is an interesting fact that we work with over 600 realtors one-on-one, but I've also talked to thousands, probably at this point, 5,000 realtors realistically one-on-one on a phone call. And we have our team doing phone calls as well. And we look at those phone calls and we always say, okay, we ask people, what do you do for your marketing, right? And if they tell us they use this type of tool that is creating content for them, we have basically 100% accuracy of knowing that they get 0 listings from social media. So this is not something that only happens sometimes. This is basically 100%. So if you're using a tool like anything else, like say Keeping Current Matters or any other tool that is posting you, Reminder Media as an example, there's tons of tools out there. There's basically a 100% chance you're not getting anything out of it. And that's why I said this is costing you insane amounts of money, because sure, okay, you're spending some money on these tools, right? Whether that be $50 a month, sure, over the course of the year, that's $600, right? But it's still not a big amount of money. It's not an insane amount of money. The reason this is insane amount of money is because you're missing out on all of those transactions. There's an opportunity cost involved in not getting listings from your social media accounts. And if you're missing out on even one transaction per month, well, that's 12 transactions a year. And over the course of the year, if your average commission is $7,000, we're talking about closer to $84,000. Talking about basically $100,000 of missed opportunities. And this is just about one listing. As you know, we have clients doing 30 transactions a year from social media. So it's costing people insane amounts of money. It does not work, and you are missing out on a lot of, again, reputation. You're missing out on the personal brand. You're missing out on all of those transactions. So let's talk about what is the alternative to purchasing a tool, or let's say even buying some of the kind of like done for you leads. Like, what's the alternative to all of these things that are sort of common, that are sort of accepted in the real estate industry as the standard as of now? So the alternative to this is to create a personal brand. And what a personal brand is building your reputation locally. So we have to move away from sort of this technical view of what content is, which is a lot of people think that content is pictures, content is videos, or content is blog articles, or content is tech guy coming in and looking at my website, right? A lot of people that's what content is, and it's very like technical view of content. But again, it's not that. So content is something you just use. It's a way, it's a tool. So it's a little bit like, let's say you look at a house and you would say, hey, this hammer is the house. It is not the house, it's just a tool that people have used to build a house. It's a part of the process. But really at the end of the day, when we look at the house, there's a whole process. We have the pipes, we have the ground, we have the architecture, we have the whole thing built up. And the same applies to your content as a real estate agent. So content itself is just the hammer. It's just a tool for you to create a certain thing when it comes down to your marketing. And that outcome is relationship, that outcome is goodwill, that outcome is people seeing you in a certain light. When it comes down to a real estate transaction, it comes down to people remembering you when it comes down to doing the real estate transaction, or let's say somebody else doing their real estate transaction. So what I mean by this is that when you look at your content, you want to look at it from a more high-level, holistic, systematic type of way. So meaning when you start looking at your Facebook profile, ask yourself, how can I create certain outcomes? And the outcomes you want to create are, first of all, getting people to know who you are. And this is a lot of times people very difficult to understand, is that sometimes you may create a post about your restaurant. You go to a restaurant with your family and you guys eat ribs. Or sometimes you may create posts about your dog or a cat. And a lot of times people think that, well, that has nothing to do with real estate. Like, that's complete, nonsense. Why would I post a picture of my cat? Or why would I post a picture about my dog? Or why would I tell a story about me going to college 20 years ago? Like, what does that have to do with real estate transaction, right? Well, it goes back to doing this one thing which you just talked about, is getting people to know who you are, or getting people to remember who you are. So right now, if you go to your Facebook profile, you may have there 1,000 people, you may have there 2,000 people, right? So the people that you know, people that you added, right? But how many of those people actually know who you are on a deep basis? Well, probably not that many. And even if they know who you are, how many people think about you on a daily basis, right? Probably not that many. So when you create a social media post about your cat or about your dog, it creates this window where the local people that are there on your social media account can check you out and really remember, oh, this person is still alive. It's still there, right? So now they get a chance to go to your profile. Oh, see, hey, this guy is helping homeowners in XYZ area to sell houses. And now they can do business with you. But having said that, it also creates other outcomes with your marketing, right? So the biggest objections that homeowners have when it comes down to working with real estate agents is that they're really gonna just spend money, right? They hire an agent and it costs them $10,000, $20,000, and it's complete waste of money, right? I can just sell the house myself. That's basically what most homeowners think when they hear, okay, when I hire a realtor, I have to pay them money, and that's the most common objections. We see this all the time with the lawsuits and everything else. Like a lot of homeowners have this thought pattern. It's not worth it to hire a real estate agent. Well, what happens when you create content on social media? What is the thing that you can do with your content? Well, what you can do with your content is to now show people behind the scenes, hey, I'm working with this client. This is the first he was thinking, hey, it's not worth it to hire a real estate agent. It's too much money, right? They don't do anything. Like they had these thoughts at the start, but I talked about this process with them. We hopped on a listing appointment. We talked with them, and then we signed a contract. We worked with them, and now they actually sold their house $40,000, $50,000 over the asking price, and here's a happy picture with them, right? So what we can do with our content is to influence people. We can psychologically show people certain things, and we can psychologically influence them to think in certain directions. So when we do this, now when a person sees that post, right, and they see some other posts there as well, well, now when we talk with them, now when we go on a listing appointment, who do you think has the upper edge? You or a random realtor they just see out of nowhere, like that they have no idea about, right? That they hopped on a link from Zillow or something, right? So what we can do with your content is to really influence people. And that's the other part we're going to talk about, which is you want to be building value around your service and around you as a real estate agent. So I see this all the time when we have real estate agents come on a call. They've been a realtor for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And this experience, this background, this transaction amount is something you can, again, influence people to see you as an authority figure, as a better realtor than other real estate agents they may think about. Because the biggest objection, of course, even if they want to hire a realtor, even if they're ready to sell their house, will be, hey, I have a cousin who's a real estate agent, or hey, my niece is a real estate agent, or hey, I know this real estate agent from my country club or something, right? So the thing you can do with your content is you can influence people to see your service and your value and your authority as the best compared to anybody else. So having said that, don't fall into the honey trap. There's tons of people that have honey, they're coming with you there and they're telling you, hey, take this honey, take this honey. It's an easy way out, right? But realize the cost of this. If you don't fix this, if you don't get listings right now from your social media, you're missing out on hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year. And I'm just talking about the initial cost. Imagine the cost of the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, because if every transaction you get, you're always gonna get other transactions. If you do a great job, you get referrals, you get other clients as well. So obviously this is a massive honey trap. Sure, people are spending $600 a year on these types of services. Sure, again, that's costing a little bit of money, but I want to show you the bigger picture here that people are missing out on, which is essentially having great clients come to you, having people reach out to you, having people doing business with you from a place where they already know who you are, but it's also very natural to them. We're directly aligning what people already want, and people already want relationships. People already want to work with real estate agents that they know. People already want to work with realtors that they know, like, and trust. So having said that, don't fall into the honey trap. Make sure that you take the right path, meaning if we have two solutions here, one is the diet pill for getting fit, that creating your own content, creating your own marketing, building your own personal brand is similar to going to the gym, lifting those weights. It's not easy. It's not something we can just kind of pop in, take a little pill, but it's something that is definitely going to pay off, and it's something that's going to guarantee you that you are going to get generating listings from your social media without spending a single dollar on it. Remember, this is a free marketing opportunity. This has never existed in real estate before, where you can literally for free post marketing online for free. It doesn't cost you any money and get hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year back. So having said that, make sure to take the right path, make sure to create your own content and build a personal brand. It's a huge deal. So recommend doing that for sure.